But we want to begin here with new revelations from the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which includes the CBC. A new release of confidential documents point to wealthy politicians, athletes, and celebrities from around the world using notorious tax havens to save millions. The CBC's Terence McKenna is among the journalists who have examined the documents. He joins us right now in Toronto. So, Terence, take us through what this investigation has now uncovered.
You know, a few years ago, Michael, we had the Panama Papers, which were releases from law firms in Panama and in the British Virgin Islands and elsewhere of famous people using tax havens. This is called the Panama Papers on steroids. They're calling it the Pandora Papers. It includes, I think, up to 35 now present and former world leaders who are hiding money in foreign jurisdictions. The presidents of Ukraine and a number of presidents and prime ministers, the prime minister of the Czech Republic, for example. And some surprising names there, for example, the former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, who, as you would expect, as a Labour Prime Minister, campaigned against the use of tax havens and tax schemes to where the rich and famous avoid paying money. And here it turns out he just, with his wife Cherie, bought a building, an $11 million building in downtown London from an offshore corporation, or through an offshore corporation from a rich family of another politician in Bahrain. So there's surprising names like that. Another one is King Abdullah of Jordan, who went to extraordinary lengths to hide money in offshore and property, especially in offshore jurisdictions. And he used these corporations in the British Virgin Islands, in Panama and elsewhere, to, for example, buy a $6.5 million compound of mansions on the coast of California that he's renovating at the moment.
Now, there are also, Terence, the names of some Canadians involved in these documents. What can you tell us about that?
You know, it's both Jacques Villeneuve, the former race car driver, who made, hundreds of, I think over $100 million, and was using offshore trusts and companies to, shield that money. And then Elvis Stoico is another surprising name, who apparently streamed money into an offshore trust in Belize. It's not clear that this money was, that you can't make specific allegations that they avoided this amount of tax by using these various schemes. But that's, some of the surprising names that have popped up.
Okay, Terence, thank you for that. Appreciate it. The CBC's Terence McKenna in Toronto.